Well, team, execute order 66. Looks like it hit the tape, and it wasn't a good one. Let's talk about what happened on the FOMC press conference, what was given in the statement, and what was maybe said in the actual conference, in the Q&A that might have turned things around. Let's hear about it at the close. Let's also take a look at where these stocks might be heading to.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
What is going on? It's a red light here in the bear cave, and I know that everyone likes to call me the bear, but looks like the resident bear upset. How would I be upset, Bill?
No, it's let's see. Big old range. We called for the non-Fed pivot. I don't know what they were looking at off the release. There was, I guess, a little dovish talk in the actual release, but I guess Pumpin' Powell, he put to rest any claims of a Fed pivot here. I think Mitch even said that he directly said that we're free falling now. We snuck over 3,900. Now we're under 3,800. I got to get my sheet out here. I believe we're coming in on last Friday's low. So anyone banking on that Fed pivot today, at least from Friday on, we're right back at that area. The buck has been volatile too. That's down about 6 cents at 111.30. TLT, that's giving back, some of the gains from a little over a week, down 66 cents, 96.11. Crude snuck into the 90 handle, peaking at 90.36, now up only 75 cents at 89.12. It's not good for gold, selling everything, down 720 at 642. Silver headed back towards $19. It's down 33 cents at 19.33. And Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're both moving lower too. Bitcoin down 235 at 20,235, and Ethereum futures are down $39 at 1540.50.
All right, so I got you guys the comments that we need to be kind of focusing on, right? And then it's always usually some comments that make the moves. Well, there was one comment here that economists were trying to lean on. Of course, different money managers around talking about this, but this was the statement that they were kind of maybe hoping would be a little bit more dovish, but you'll see the statement here. The Fed will take in account cumulative tightening of monetary policy, the lags which monetary policy affects economic activity and inflation, and economic financial developments. So all they gave you would be that they would take in account a slowing down of the pace of interest rates. They didn't say that they would slow it down. They would just take a look into it. This is where I think a lot of the economists and the money managers got it wrong. They were expecting to hear a little bit more of the step down from the policy and the speed of the rate. That's not what we got. And then there were specific comments, right? He stated this, and this is when we started seeing that knock through the 382, because I was paying attention to the price action for you guys. Now he said, we still have some ways to go, and incoming data since our last meeting suggests that the ultimate level of interest rates will be higher than previously expected. Boom, boom, boom. Then down went the markets. And so I think that, one of the things that we got to continue to focus on is what is the only thing they can focus on: data dependency.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to look at. Let's give the data the time that it needs to really start showing the weakness. We'll have Blue Putnam on tomorrow, right?
There you
on
go.
Pre-Market Prep, the managing director and chief economist.
Friday.
Chief economist at CME Group. And I think it's going to be important Putnam had told us that there would be this lag in the data, right? And he said that sometimes it even takes, 6 months afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, when will the data actually show what the Fed's mandate is, which is getting inflation handled? That has
Well,
not been the case.
well, I guess we'll get a little peek at that on Friday, next week, right? Next Thursday. We're actually going to have Blue on this Friday. We got the jobs number from what the comments here. The job market is still strong.
Yeah.
So we will get that jobs reading on Friday, but just be around the time Blue is on. And then next week we'll get the CPI. So it was just, it was a big rally predicated on, a pivot. You can construe whatever you want out of what he speaks. I think it's very difficult, but I think the evidence is there that we still have an really strong economy, and so far, that the moves they've made haven't stopped the momentum. That was another thing that that Blue said that you mentioned correctly. That there's a lag effect, and you want to be optimistic and think that things are gonna happen quicker than they are, but in reality they're not. And probably get a strong jobs number on Friday, and then CPI next week.
Well, Richard, we can't tell you what to do or make financial advice, but there's one thing that we try to do is try to show both sides, right? I feel that a lot of media sometimes they get caught in one side of the coin. That's one thing that I think here at Benzinga, we try very much to show you both sides of the coin, both sides of the perspective, so that you can make your investment decision versus leaning you to a bias. And I feel like a lot of the media out there was leaning on the bias for signaling a pivot. Well, not here at Benzinga. All right, let's keep going. We can take a look at the statement. One thing that I did catch in the statement that is a change wording that's important is 2% inflation. And I'll say it in quotations because I think it's important over the longer run. And so this is new statement there. He hasn't said this before. And so what I think he's admitting to the fact here is that inflation is going to take a long time to get towards that 2%. And so he keeps saying it. He stated it also in different areas. He stated that, and he kept saying the longer and using that word repeatedly in the statement. That shows me a little bit more that he knows stagflation could be around and they really need to get ahead of it. So who knows where this really the interest rates can go. And I think that this kind of leaves room. Of course, everyone keeps talking about the soft landing, but it looks more like we're leaning towards that hard landing. How are the banks responding to this, Joel? That's what I would like to take a look at.
Well, Mitch, the economic data. I mean, we can't really you're getting ahead of ourselves here talking about stagflation, because right now we're seeing that the market is, or the economy is still holding up. We still got over 2% GDP. So stagflation is when they kill the growth. So we have to go from, okay, not a soft landing to a recession to stagflation. So we can't put the cart before the horse. The banks had been puzzling me the last couple days because they had been showing a lot of strength, especially the
Mhm.
JP Morgan, and it did get a little pop. It finally got to that 130. We are talking about that kind of tongue in cheek yesterday, and now it's giving it back. So this has been a huge run for JP Morgan. This kind of price action, not a red candle yet, but you certainly could get one out of it. This is one that you want to, if you caught this run and you haven't taken profits on it yet. I mean, you can always just still focus on the high close of the move. That came in yesterday. No, actually, a couple days ago. No, wait, high close of the move. Let me go into my daily. My daily tells me that the high close of the move was made yesterday at 128.15. Yeah, you got the 130.36 today, but that 128.15 now be looming large tomorrow. Let's look at the Bank America. I knew that was I was watching that. That was holding steady. Cleared out the paper at 37. Now trying to hold on to 36. Wells Fargo has had a nice run too. Boom. That's they all backed off. So this is the first day that these things have really, in this torrid rally that they've had since earnings last few weeks. This is the first day where there's like a little chink in the armor. So
Yeah.
cautious on the banks here. Goldman Sachs, we can take a look at here too. Same kind of candle, Ooh, did that get up to this August 15th high? 358.62. Oh, no, not quite. So big moves in these things. Maybe you want to start thinking about protecting some profits in them.
All right, let's go to the healthcare stocks or health plan stocks. Let's go to Humana and CVS that reported today. Humana was looking decent into the open. Now it's starting to kind of chop up here around the 560 I have as support. We'll see if it holds.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned the five. Oof, now you got three lows in that area. So that's the key. I'm moving forward with Humana. 550, 550.37, and then today's low 551.41. You will be making a new all things holding true, you did make the new all-time high by nearly $6. You're going to post a new all-time closing high if you could close above 558.08. Not a super impressive day on the volume. We still have 17 minutes left. But yeah, just got a little ahead of itself, popped with the market, and then actually this made its peak a little bit earlier. But still, if you're trying to protect profits or looking at potential short in this one, focus on the 550 area. CVS trading like a derivative today, up and down and all around. Bulls did recoup in this one. You are getting not quite the repeat of the pre-market action, but we talked about focusing on 98.39. If in fact it could get back up there and fill the gap, it did 99.44, and now back under that level. So CVS, one heck of a day in this one. Taking into account the pre-market and after-hours action, that's about as wild as it could get in this drugstore stock.
When you think it can't get bad, it gets worse. Take a look at the leadership. Still going down, heading down now towards the lows that we got there in Microsoft in October. And it's at 221 now, down about 2.78 and about
Ooh,
3% overall
oh,
since the
this
open.
is.
Not
Ooh,
looking
yeah.
good.
Wowzer. Yeah, but this one we did okay on. I mean, because we just had talked about this rally here off the low. Could it hold 235? And the resounding answer is no, it couldn't. And now it's piercing down on the low from October. That's 219.13. And then and that's that is your October low as well. So that sure looks like where Mr. Softy is heading. Boy, oh boy, all these tax. Apple now $8 away from that closing price after earnings day. As we said, Microsoft, Google, that thing seems to go down almost every day. That's down again, making a new multi-month low. Amazon, is that double digits? And nope, it's down 4%. Amazon down $4. Tesla is your biggest loser of the top components right now. That's down nearly 5%. So everyone, they're coming after everybody now, Mitch.
Yeah, and it seems like nobody can hide. I'm just trying to look to see if there's one stock into the green. Looks like Eli Lilly is into the green. I don't know how.
Really?
I was trying to find something positive to talk about. I know I've been sounding like a bear here,
Wow.
so I'm looking for something positive.
That's
At
a
least
nice day.
hold
That's a nice
on,
day
right?
in Lilly. Yeah, considering the earnings, the crush, and what the market's doing today. I think the all-time closing high now didn't oh it did get there. That all-time closing high that came on Monday at 362.09. Man, if you were focusing on that, I know the all-time high is 63.92. You kind of got close to that, but if you didn't catch that, but you focused on that all-time closing high, 362.09, that's a good number, and that's going to be a better number tomorrow. Coming back down here again, just knocking on the door of the lows of the session. We are back at Friday's low, folks. All those gains from Friday. See ya. Friday's low in the S&P. That came in at 3776.75. Current low 78 and a quarter. With 14 minutes to go in the session.
Twilio's stock got hit this morning because of an underperform rating from BOFA, and looks like you can see here it already was getting hit. It does have earnings tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thursday after the market close, and it does not look like it's being able to hold on here.
Oh boy, what an ugly looking chart. Down 740, market conditions certainly not helping out. A day ago, you hit that resistance just under 80, and now you're coming back towards the low of the move. You do have some other daily lows to contend with on the way. I'd call them intermediate support points, 65.59, and then 63.18, and then your recent low of the move came in at 62.10. So, not looking good for Twilio. Street leaning to the sell side, heading into the report, and bank analysts not helping them out with that move.
All right, the bear in me is thinking about a short. But don't worry, guys. I don't think I'll actually take it, but I'll talk about it at least here. Roku. I don't like shorting into earning reports, but on a day like today and a daily chart like Roku's, that looks
Yeah.
juicy to me for prime time short. But we'll see what happens there. Of course, they will have their earnings report after the bell. We'll actually be putting the earnings call. That's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern right here on Benzinga. What do you think about the chart in Roku?
What's there to think about, man? I mean, you know, down from nearly $500 to $54. We looking at this one. You had a low of the move 47 to 59, 12-point move, 6. So this 53 area, no real daily lows in there. I would say I have to hit this on the report. 53, minor support. Pair of lows I would keep an eye on at 51.42 and 51.32. So that makes it 51.36. And then, boom, you have your low of the move made not too long ago at 47.27. So hard to be optimistic on Roku.
And another stock that I felt was in a bearish trend, wasn't able to hold, Airbnb. That
Yeah.
looks not ready yet.
Nope. Nope. Just
Not
like
appreciating it.
$2 rally off the open, so that probably got some people twisted. But now just nothing but selling. They had the decent report, but they just didn't like the Q4 guidance, and it wasn't that bad. So guidance trumps the actual good
Mhm.
earnings report. Heading to the exits at Airbnb. I said holding above the double bottom from June and July for now, but if it goes down $14 a day, it could be there tomorrow. So guidance trumps the actual earnings for Airbnb.
Gonna keep win on my watch tomorrow, but let's get to some other stocks that have earnings. Of course, tonight, Qualcomm. Of course, that is kind of the underworks of, and some chips. Of course, we'll find out a little bit more about the Snapdragon, how that's doing. Qualcomm, of course, a leading semi stock, but more B2B. And so this is a little bit more of an outlook into B2B than B2C. So we'll see what they have in their report. And you can see that monthly chart. And don't look bueno either, but
No, and man, if you get a pop near 120 off the report, just keep your head on a swivel. Popped over 120 yesterday, also 2 times last week. Stopped there one day almost on the dime last week, too. couldn't quite hit it today. I'm just going to go wide in this one and say, hey, major resistance at 120. And then if they don't like the report, 110. You had a couple lows at 110, then 105. So setting up nice, at least from a technical point, that 120, I would say, is much more dominant as resistance than just that one single low at 105 for support.
I did not
New
see the
low, Mitch. We just made a new low. We have now knocked up all the Friday, or we come from Friday's low. We've taken that out. Really, no bids in sight. Let's see what the next daily low is in the S&Ps and the next daily low. I'm just going with the Globex here. I'm not going with the intraday low. 37.57.50. That's only 13 handles away.
And then AMD also doing that little kind of bullish move out the open. Everyone was calling out in live trading, the semis are doing well. The semis are doing well. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Be careful if they flip, because if they flip, I think technology keeps coming back down. And boom, right there, AMD started turning around. And it's a hard move. That's a hard one to get through.
Semis are getting trucked. That's all I can say about that. It wasn't, they kind of missed a lowered bar. They hit it. This one, really good. The pre-market action really gave you, at the after hours, shall I say, in the pre-market action, really gave you a good indication, or at least early in the session. Spiked after hours yesterday to nearly $64, 63.90. Tried it again this morning. The intraday high 63.93, and then boom, the bottom fell out. Falling in the area of two lows. Back at well, no, 58.5. Where are we at? 58.60. Let's see. You might get a little bounce here. 58.51 was your October 27th low. The low following day, 892, and then 860 is your current low. But it looks like we're still bearing down on that as we speak. The S&Ps continue to make new low, putting all pressures on all stocks. I'm not sure what the imbalances are, but they're heading for the exits after the non-Fed pivot. There wasn't a pivot.
Yeah, that AMD I thought was a classic bear flag. I talked about that this morning. Resistance held on that last point, and 63.73s. Maybe it wasn't exact, but you can see it in the open market. And when we went right to it, boom, right at the open. Look, no body closing up there. That gave me a little bit more of the sign that it wanted to get that reversal right back down, and now you're actually cracking to the downside. So now you got to look to see if we're going towards that 55 area or 56. We'll wait and see. All right. Looks like it's 3:55. We'll leave a couple of minutes here for you guys to throw in some tickers you guys want us to take a look. I did see oil start turning around. So MD's talking about MRO here, heading to 200 EMA on the 1 hour. Well, let's take a look at least on MRO, Marathon Oil Group. And I'm just going to make sure. I'm pretty sure I saw them on the calendar also here. I just want to make sure I don't say anything that I'm wrong on. Yeah, tomorrow, 9 a.m. I wasn't wrong. It's tomorrow morning before the open, MRO's earnings.
All right, down $1.26. It's kind of being treated like a stock today. And this is just standing out to me. Three highs over 31, 31.16 yesterday, 31.17, and 31.29. That's been the recent highs for the move. Right up there, of course, we're just starting a new month. So let's see what happens. That would be about $1.50 pop. So the important resistance area. Man, on a bad report, and you take out the low from today at 29.55. I don't really see two lows in any one area that I could lean on, but I do see three lows, and this is a ways away. 265. That's not even anything near a 50% retracement of the recent move. So resistance better defined and support here. MRO heading into the Q3 report.
Just so you guys can get a laugh at me too. You know, I see the chat saying, but Genie's up, but Genie's up. My bag is coming back to me. You guys know I've been talking about me stuck in Genie for a long time and probably going to be stuck for a longer time. So we'll see what happens with stocks like that. And I did see Kathy's stock that I'm going to be like holding my breath if I was her right now, because it doesn't look good. It looks like we're heading towards those lows. And if we crack 35 this time, I don't think she's going to be able to hold on.
34 to 40, 36, that's your number. That'd be halfway back again. That was also your low from last week. 30, 60, 53 coming in. So if you think this low is the real low in Kathy here, under 34, you're looking for a pullback. That 36 area fits the bill. And boom, boom, boom. I don't know, man. Well, yeah, 34 to 4. 37 is actually below the 50% now. So till it gets back above 37, I think the path of least resistance is lower. If you're stepping out here on, a swing trade or whatever, I don't think you can really lean on anything until 35.79. That was your low. Your low 35.79 was your low on October 25th.
All right. Last one here. D-Dog or Square? I'll let you pick one of the two.
D-Dog.
D-Dog. Of course, we'd be talking some cyber security.
Oh, man.
That looks like a dog to me, right?
I don't know what to say about this one. Just getting killed today, flat open. They've been hitting it all day on the monthlies. If you're stepping out here, you got to risk down to 69.73. That was your low back in May.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know where this company ends up, but also, I mean, just look at PanW, right? It's not like it's looking the best. It's starting to pull back also.
There's nothing. I mean, there's
the leader. When the leaders go, you got to go, right? I mean, it's a good thing to keep in mind, right? When the leaders go, it's going to be very hard for stocks in the industry to hold on.
All right, we hit a 67.25 low, about a minute and a half to go. So trying to get a little bounce here off that low. As I mentioned, Friday's low was right in that area. So big range. I said that we've had about 150-point range on the Fed days, but this one, it's only 130. So a little bit less. No, it is 140. That's right, because we made a high at 39.07. Looks like we're going to be finishing on the lows. That resistance that we talked about that it hit yesterday morning. I know Todd mentioned 4,000 is a level. Man, these three highs just had me real cautious on the market, and didn't quite get there yet today. But now you got to start thinking, well, we'll figure there's retracement out tomorrow. But man, you're almost there. You're almost giving back half of that move, continuing to hit the S&Ps after hours. So, all right, Mitch, good job on a non-pivot day, which we called, but the market thought it wasn't, and reality set in, folks. Don't fight the Fed. We'll be back tomorrow.
Don't fight the Fed. We'll be back tomorrow, like Joel says, and definitely catch pre-market prep as we get the comments from Dennis Dick tomorrow. What he think of the FOMC meeting, and I will pull some clips from that FOMC meeting to go ahead and catch the reaction tomorrow. Pre-market prep, 8 a.m. Eastern to 9 a.m. Eastern every single day. And like always, do us the favor, team. Hit the thumbs up. It shows us that you guys support Benzinga and enjoy the content. I'll see you next time. Until then, keep battling in this market. And one thing, of course, we're all learning how to play in a bear market, right? We get these rallies. Now, the question is, when will the turn really come? I think I'll just focus on the Fed. And when they turn is when I will be turning. We'll see what happens. Hit the thumbs up. Don't miss our earnings call later today. We got Roku And don't miss all the earnings. You guys can keep up with it with pro.benzinga.com, our calendar. And like always, catch us on Twitter if you want to get this calendar so that you guys can download it for yourself. See you next time, team. Hit the thumbs up. Keep battling in this market.